just sort this phone out. I'm learning as I go along, you see. Hope everyone's still floating around. Just a general chit chat tonight. I'm just trying to feel a way around this and see who's interested in doing lives and see what we can actually make something of it, you know. And try and get the channel boosted, really. It could be big. There's some good people here, you know. Really good people. So I'll wait for a few people to join us and so we'll go from there. There'll be a few people still around. It's only 11:30. Unless all the night owls have gone to bed. Not quite sure. Could have done. Where's Maya? Mia? Maya? She's always full of chat with some very good and serious points to put forward. There's some good people here. Very good people. I'd like to thank everybody for their help, really, because I think it's been very motivating for me, this, you know, to meet people and see people who are in similar positions to me. It's also good to meet people who are more knowledgeable than me, because I've got a very good idea of how people feel, but there's some, you know, very clever people around who we can help each other. That's why we need to be here. And I'm sure this time of night is when it's going to hit you. This is the danger drinking time. It's the danger depression time at night, between about 11 and midnight, you know. I just don't think that people are that aware during the day. I wasn't that aware. It was a night that I overthink. You overthink and you feel, you know, the night times when it's sort of like, you worry about things, isn't it, at night? And you become, night time is always bad. Hello, Catweasel, how are we doing? This is the second one I've done. I had a flat battery, would you believe? I'm just getting used to these lives. Yeah, I'm back, thank God. Extra Mariner, how are you doing? You got a few stories about. Hello, Sam, how are you doing? I'm just talking about just have a general chat and let's get used to these lives. I think they're really good. And I was just thinking about the. Let me know if this is a good time, because for me this is a really bad time of night, you know. This is when people overthink, people get depressed, people start thinking black thoughts and all sorts carry on, you know. The Samaritans got a lot of calls after 10 o'clock. Well, after midnight, actually. That's a big time. During the day, there's always something going on. You can ring somebody. You can chat to people. There's always somebody floating by the window or driving the car on. At night, there's nobody. It's you know, if you live in, I live on it. It's an apartment, but it's quite a busy road during the day. At night, there's nobody about. And even the days where I go for a walk, there's nobody about at all. Nobody to talk to. Mostly drinkers are very lonely, you know. Not many heavy drinkers got a partner. I never dated anybody nice when I was drinking. But I've got a fantastic woman now, 'cause I'm sober. And I'm reliable. That's another thing to think about, you know. Give me a thought. This is just a general chat tonight. Just to get, I want to start doing these lives every day. Because to me, I wish I'd had this. Because relationships, the dark hours are always the worst, yeah. That's just what I'm thinking. It's just an experiment. I've done this a couple of times, the late night ones. And, you know, I've got a couple of super thanks. Chats, whatever, that helped me, you know, to keep the channel going financially and keep things good for people, because I believe this is when people get really down. Night times. The dark. It's not about the moment. It's middle of summer. Yeah, overthinking. You overthink at night, don't you? When it's sunny and dry like this, wait till the winter time comes. Fucking hell. I mean, I'm looking forward to the winter time away. Yeah, you're all left with your own mind. Winter time comes, everyone gets pissed off in the winter. That's why people go on holiday abroad if they can. But I couldn't even get in a bus, or a taxi, or a train, and a fucking airplane a few years ago. Now I can fly wherever I want. I've got no anxiety anymore, but this is the experiment. I mean, most people do these lives, you know, during the day. And I don't think that's any good. This is the time I used to get back from the pub when I was really ill. There was nobody in. OCD, yeah, it was similar for me. There's a big contributor. It's called stinking thinking, yeah. Overthinking. We're all overthinkers. A lot of the people I mentor and support are overthinkers. If you get back, from the pub, 12 o'clock. and think fucking nothing in life. Freezing cold in winter. Fucking dreadful. Couldn't be able to eat anything. Used to just sit, listen to a bit of music and drink myself to fucking sleep. What sort of life was that? Anxiety in the daytime, low mood in the evening. Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. I get anxiety when I go to shops. Low mood leads on to much darker things. Because there's nobody to reach out to. There's bollocks on TV. I don't watch much TV anyway, to be honest. I'd rather listen to music. I used to just listen to radio. And once in the morning, on a Sunday morning, I used to listen to Tight Lines, a fucking fishing programme. What's all that about? And this guy was fishing. He wasn't even fishing for fish you can eat. I used to go trout and salmon fishing when I was young. He was fishing for carp and he was putting them back. That's what's interesting for me. Tight fucking lines. You go put all this stuff in the water to get the coarse fish and all that bollocks, you know what I mean? How's my life gone from walking around Mayfair as a police officer with a better rank, doing well, having 2 properties in London, to listening to some wanker on about fishing? That's so bad my life got. It was absolutely horrendous. And that's how it takes people down mentally. And you get depressed by it and you get into this dreadful cycle. You get in a rut, don't you? You only think about it as the next drink. You think, oh, what I used to think as well, I don't know if any of you do, I used to think about, hope tomorrow was better, and tomorrow was never any better. In fact, the next day was worse, because gradually I got more and more ill, and I didn't have any energy to do anything about it. I couldn't even get the doctors, you know. That's another problem. Another issue I found is if there's something else wrong with you, you're frightened to go to the doctor, so you might bump your foot or hurt your leg or something. You're wary about going to the doctor in case you mentioned the drinking. And that's another thing you've got to be wary of. All sorts of things can happen in addition to your drinking. But you would know everything else. You would know your personal hygiene. Don't get your teeth done. I missed all my dental appointments. I had a bit of work done on my teeth when I got sober. All of this just floats off into the distance. You don't think about it. I was just thinking, saying, that's life. What's all the people saying, excuses? Yeah. Romanticise the whole thing. Well, a lot of us do that. That's why I've done these videos, fantasy versus reality. You know how they used to have this fantasy of go on holiday down to, and I used to do this before I had my daughter. Ex-wife and I would drive through southern England from Epping, which live in Essex, and drive down to Dover, get the ferry over, drive through. Hi James, how are you doing? Drive through France, and through into Switzerland and Italy. And camp there next to Lake Garda. And this was, I used to just get on the piss, you know. That's a very good point, Samara, a whole new experience dealing with problems. And it would just be a whole 3 weeks of being fucking drunk and fighting, arguing with my wife. The fantasy was the dream of being all romantic by Lake Garda and Lake Como. The reality was getting pissed every night, waking up at 7 in the morning in the searing heat in a fucking tent, sweating my fucking tits off, and going to the bar, it opened at 8 o'clock, or going to the shower block. Going to the camp shop, which opened at 7, getting some bottles of beer and going into the shower block to drink them. That was a reality. Like the reality of Christmas coming home from London to visit parents in Northumberland was, oh, fantastic, live in a nice area, go a few drinks at the local pub, we go to the snow and all this. What it turned out to be was me being so pissed on the on the Christmas day, I couldn't eat any fucking food. And I'd fall asleep at 6 o'clock. That's the reality. The fantasy was great, being normal. Because it's weird, because being British, you can start drinking in the morning, it's completely social. Well, it is, yeah. It is, Sam, yeah, it is. That was the reality of it all. The fantasy's great. It's just a couple of drinks and watch the football, and it didn't happen. We were drinking in the morning at Butlins just so I could face going for breakfast. Yeah, done it, Mark. You don't eat much breakfast anyway, do you? Because you're full of drink. My dad used to say that when he was alive. You're going to fill yourself up with drink. Didn't you say once you had 30 crates of Stella? Yeah, I had 48 slabs? Mental. It was in a big cupboard, yeah. This was the fear of running out, you see. It was mental. It turned me mental. You might think I'm mental now. But honestly, I'm quite a happy chap, you can tell. And I was always like this, and the drink brought me that I was a miserable bastard. I didn't like anybody. I hated myself, hated everybody else. I blamed everybody else for my problems. Couldn't open the door to anybody, I couldn't fucking write a letter, couldn't ring anybody, wouldn't take calls. And why was I getting 48 stabs of Stella? I paid thousands of pounds for over the top for things when I was drinking. I couldn't do anything for myself. The car rotted away in the driveway, and you know, it's crazy. I wonder what got you stuck. Oh, I think my dad sort of gave it to some bloody charity or something. I can't remember. I didn't sell it. He went mental, my father. My mother had to hold him back. He was going, how are you going to try and kill me? I'd let him down, you know. And thankfully, just before he died, about a few weeks before he died, I was sober. And, you know, and he would have been very proud of the fact I'm doing this. That I'm helping people now. Very emotional time. Because I lived with him when I was ill, you see. I couldn't laugh at myself. I was in a wheelchair. I had so many medical problems. It was horrendous. It was really bad. It wasn't good. And that's why I'm trying to build this channel up and keep it going, moving forward. You know, it's just like really bad. You've seen some. Be kind to yourself now. Thanks, Maria. I'm kind to myself. I'm doing all right now. I'm just like, but I'm happy. I'm in a happy place now. For years, I was very, very unhappy because of my domestic circumstances, and then I got rid of that. Then heavy drinking started, and it's so bad, you know. The heavy drinking was just, well, beyond belief, really. It just nearly took my life, as I said, you know, 50-50 chance of living. I said earlier, if you benefit from the channel, then please hit the super chats button. It's always handy to get a little bit of recognition, and it'll boost the channel, and it'll make things worthwhile, and it'll just keep us going a little bit longer. My partner's been very helpful now, and my daughter, she's been very supportive of this as well. She helps me out with a few bits of, you know, a few thumbnails and whatnot, which is good. So I'm not saying it's a family affair, but it's only me who knows how you feel, and I'm here to help, you know, and I'll do what I can. Because I had nobody, and even the doctors weren't that helpful in the end. After 8 years, so they wouldn't give me any diazepam, and it was a total nightmare trying to live. I self-medicated with alcohol, you know, really bad. Has anybody else felt suicidal? Because I felt suicidal when I was going through all the pain of being dealt with in hospital and not getting any better. I didn't feel really like that before when I was just drinking, but when I was in the hospital environment, I felt extremely down because I thought I was going to die. And I thought I was just going down and down and down. But I know that alcohol contributes to a lot of male suicide, and female suicide. That was one question I was going to ask. Also, did you know that alcoholic death rate, liver disease death rate amongst women went to 35%? Because more women are drinking. And the livers can't cope with the same amount as men. Isn't that a terrible statistic, isn't it? It's just getting worse and worse and worse. I can see no end to it, to be honest. How many people addicted to alcohol end their lives because they can't sort millions of them across the world, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's a good point that how many people, statistically it'd be a lot. Because alcohol is linked to a lot of suicides, and it's linked to most crime as well, isn't it? You know, most crime is linked to alcohol. The doctors were wrong about that week's worth of diazepam. Yeah, I agree. Slashed my wrists badly when I was drinking. Yeah, I once got so drunk I woke up in the jail. Fucking hell. I was suicidal that final time in hospital. I'm going to die. I felt suicidal while drunk, ended up shooting the Samaritans. Well, there you go. See, this could be like a Samaritans, but a better one. Because everyone on here is similar, and we've all been affected by alcohol in a negative way. Who's ever been affected by alcohol in a positive way? That's the thing. The short bursts of feeling good and having a bit of a laugh, they've gone now, haven't they? You know, that's gone. It's finished. It's just, you know, years ago that was done. You never get that buzz back. The first of everything is good, isn't it? Oh, the first pint's the best. The first ice cream's the best. The first session of sex is the best. You can't just keep repeating it. And it's just like trying to get that feeling of having the first one. I remember being off for about 2 years, you know, years and years ago now. And I had this date. And I thought, well, I'll just have one. You know, 2 years for me had been the longest I've ever been off it. And I thought, well, I'll have one. I'll never forget it. I had this one, a couple of bottles in the I said, you get a kick out of my closed caption, I don't know what that. I had this one bottle of Stella, just a small one. And it was like having a drug injected in my body. I felt, God almighty, so euphoric. It was unbelievable because I'd never had a drink for 2 years. But after that, you know, I promised myself to have one. I had a couple of pints when I met this bird. It didn't work out. Bit of a goth or something. Anyway, within about 3 or 4 days, I was drinking again from 9 o'clock. So there you go. And it takes no prisoners, alcoholism, you know. It'll really screw you up. It'll just, it's going to ruin your life, isn't it? Look how many people die every day. How many accidents are caused. Slip my wrist. Jesus Christ, man. If you start drinking special brew, oh, but definitely it was terrible. That my biggest test was having an ex-wife ring me up telling me that son Tom had been found dead. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry about that. You see, you don't know what problems you've got. People, the problems people have until you do something like this. It opens your eyes, man. I've seen a lot of grief in the police, but this is even worse. It was the same thing back in the day. The first one was amazing, then you were just chasing the buzz. Yeah, I agree with that, Paul. You know, the things we've had to deal with, all of us, as a group, it's mind-boggling, isn't it, really? And alcohol does, you think it's going to help, but it doesn't. I thought it helped me, but it didn't. And I've got friends, or people I know who are in the 30s and 40s, who say that, you know, they're not bothered to die. I said, you will be when you get to the hospital. You know, I've got a mate who's 42, he's got liver disease. He still drinks every day. I said, give yourself a chance and stop, you won't. You won't stop it, it's not good. Thanks for the donation, James, that's very appreciative. Some people want to drink themselves to death because that's all there is. They think that's all there is. When you get sober, you'll see another side of life. 4 months sober, pal. You boost my resolve every day. Good. Thanks, Albert. And I'm glad you appreciate that. It's very good. He didn't want to stop drinking, even though he was going to die. What's all that about? You know, he just won't stop. He's got no interest in stopping. He didn't go far. He didn't do much. He definitely passed the test. Excellent. Speeches here tonight, yeah. Thanks, Gary. How are you doing? Hope you're well. I was talking about just general chit-chat here, getting people out of the rut. It feels like my brain is lacking dopamine. Alcohol is the only thing that boosts it, yes, Mark. But the thing is, it boosts it short-term. Drinking is short-term gain for very long pain. But long-term pain, isn't it? I mean, it used to take me 3 days to get over a hangover. Not 3 hours. When I was 20, it would take 3 hours. When I was 40, it took 3 fucking days. That's the problem, isn't it? You know? You're a strong man, well played, mate. You know, you've got to realise that it's going to kill you very early. And, you know, I never thought I'd ever see 40, never mind 60. But the years fly by. The days fly by. It's Friday soon, isn't it? A few minutes, what time is it now? Yeah, it'll be Friday. So you've got all of this to contend with. Going forward, you're going to get older. And you're going to need more care to get older. And if you're a heavy drinker, you're going to need a lot more care because you're going to get a lot more complications because the chances are you'll have high blood pressure. You probably have some form of liver scarring. Neither this is depressant, yeah. Some form of liver scarring. You have all sorts of problems in your body you don't even know about, you know. And that's the thing. You've got to try and get off it. I shared my story at AA meeting about 10 years ago. One man yelled at, your problem is that you don't want to quit drinking. Fuck the AA, Chuck. The AA was the bollocks to me. I'm going to say that. Well, I went twice. Only because my mother told me to go. A waste of time. The higher power. Where's this higher power? The higher power is the booze, isn't it? 12 steps to where? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, total bollocks, Chuck. Total bollocks. Have you noticed with the AA, you always got to give them money? You're all got to put a fucking donation into what? What have they done? A few people who go there every week tell the same story. They only go there because they're bored. I don't know how they've got such a big following, to be fair. Let's get the same following here. That's what we should be aiming for, really, isn't it? Talk some fucking sense. This is sensible talking. People coming on here telling me how bad they feel. How when they found out somebody died, they drank. That's normal life, isn't it? Gary, 18 years, amazing. Well done. Really, really good. I'm pleased for that. 18 years. fantastic. You're well sober confident now, but it's always there in your back of your mind, Gary, isn't it? Always there. Yeah, so that's it. People talk sense with our subscribers, all sensible people. I mean, there's people that the AA thing, they were just talking rubbish, and I didn't take to it at all, you know. I don't think that the higher power carrying is any good. We're all good, strong people. It's just having the conviction to believe in ourselves. That's true. But the more of us that club together, the stronger we are. You know, the problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it? And there's a lot of very clever people. I mean, I thought it was pretty bright. There's people on here a lot cleverer than me, a lot brighter. A lot of people have got a lot more knowledge. The strength is within us, not a higher power. 100% Mark. It's down to us, isn't it? Not this. Well, who is this higher power? Well, what is it all about, the AA? I'm being negative about the AA because it didn't do any good. It was a waste of time. You know, somebody, it was my sister actually, who don't speak now, she said to me, there's a woman, when I was having problems with alcohol, with crystals. Fucking crystals. She said, have you got any relaxing music? All I had was one CD. It was U2. And I put it on, and she got these crystals. I thought it was another fucking massage, yeah. Anyway, she started to hang these crystals over my head. And I think I only had 10 quid or something in the drawer. And she said, oh, it's £20. I said, oh, I've only got 10. If I give her the 10, she wouldn't be happy. And she said, oh, I'll get the other 10 next time. I said, there won't be enough next time. What a waste of time. The only way to get off alcohol is to try and do it yourself or get some medication if you're really, really, really dependent on it. And when you're off it, to stay off it. And get this mindset, look, I can't drink again. Thanks for the donation, William. That's very good of you. If you can't get off it yourself, you've got to try and get some help. The doctors are really sick of it all now. I think there's too many of us. So it's down to us, isn't it? Unfortunately, and down to, once you can get off it, it's not going back. I mean, I keep on about this: get sober, stay sober. It's staying sober that's hard, isn't it? Getting sober is pretty easy for a lot of people. I thought it was a catalyst, yeah, to be getting sober. That was a big thing for me when I was hospitalised. My daughter came in and said, Dad, I don't need to die because I want you to walk me down here. And that was a big motivator as well. You stay alive for your family. That was your best friend, then it becomes your worst enemy or nightmare. 100% you become a slave to it. And it does take over every aspect of your life to the point that you can't function. And I didn't look forward to life anymore. I was depressed. I looked forward to nothing. I haven't seen my friends since I quit drinking. Well, they're not your friends, are they? That's the thing. A lot of jealous people when you stop drinking. That's what you get, a lot of jealousy. And you become the minority. There's nothing wrong with being a minority. I quite like being a minority. It pisses everybody off. When I can walk around with a beautiful young mum on my arm and they've got nobody and I'm fit as fuck and they're not. Appreciate your reply, Gospel. Going to try and stop Monday. Get in touch with me. There's a link on all the descriptions. If you value the channel, I've said, then hit the super chats button and let's get this to a massive channel. There's no reason why we can't have 100,000 subscribers. We've got 13 already. And help more people, help each other. This is really helping me talking to people like this, you know. It really is. And it's a good motivation. I could stay up one night talking like this because I had years of feeling lonely, terrible, despondent, lost, unable to cope, just feeling totally pissed off actually. You never see a happy alcoholic, do you? Nobody that I know who's got sober has ever regretted it. I mean, what do they do in these? Weatherspoon's a big contributor as well. I'm not frightened to take them on. I take them on any time. Weatherspoon's opening so early will contribute to liver deaths or liver disease. It will contribute to alcohol-linked deaths, Weatherspoon's, because people go in there early. If you start drinking early as a problem drinker, you'll carry on drinking. Ask me to make amends to people who wouldn't piss. But yeah, I wouldn't piss on the time. Yeah, it makes some very good points if you see them comments. If you, when you highlighted chats, if you do the super chats, apparently works on there. These lives are new to me. You've got to bear with me with this. You know, your friends become jealous of you as well when you're sober. I lost a lot of people. I didn't really like them anyway. It really helps not to feel alone. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. 69. That's a good thing. Yeah, you're not alone in this. A lot of us, you know. I'm surprised how many there are, really. I think I've spoken to many families. I haven't been touched by alcohol somewhere, whether it's because of a criminal act or drink driving. It's got another one of these. These are good. Really good. And Dublin had them on. We had draft 0%. It was like being in heaven. It was like having to put a drink. So smooth, you know. Cheers. Get some of these. I'm not promoting these, by the way. Guinness don't give me any money. I would mind. Thanks, DB. That's very, very helpful. That. Thanks for the donation. Very, very, very appreciative of that. Drink certainly doesn't make you happy. No. Friends ignore when you are an alcoholic, and drinking pals ignore you when you're sober. That's very true. Yeah. Because drinking pals are very jealous. And that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. Thanks, DB, again, DD, for that donation. Very appreciated. It gives me a chance to do more of this, and more videos, and more shorts, and more of everything. I did that ebook, you know, it's only $5.99, and that's helped a lot of people, because it's a bit of a handy guide to go to for people to like a reference thing, you know. Thank you, DB, BB. I do appreciate that. If you've got a bit of a reference guide, if you fancy drinking, I'll open this book. It's a downloadable book. You think, oh, this bloke's been through hell. You know, if you look through some of the posts when I was 9 stone in weight, I look 80 years old. I had to actually get some aesthetic work done to fill this in. And all the wankers in the pub say, oh, you're a fucking gay boy. You know the usual shite you get. I thought I've had more women who've had fucking hot dinners. Anyway, to build all this up, because all of my face just shrunk away because of the them being malnourished, you know, looking really, really bad, you know. I couldn't get on this 12-step program. You seem to be a bit clinical. What is this? Somebody tell me, what is the 12-step program? What is it? Because I haven't got a fucking clue. And I went twice and I was sober. All I do remember is a load of people talking about different things, but not helping each other. Out of the blue, this helps people respect. Thanks for that. What is the 12 steps? They're only about reading books. I couldn't be asked to read a fucking book. I wanted to get sober. I wanted to get well. I wanted to get healthy again, be able to go for pie and chips and go on holiday and do normal things. Not just sit and talk about the higher power. It was a bit churchy, I think, from memory. It's a long time since I was there. But I certainly wouldn't entertain. I haven't got the time for that anyway. You know, I'm a very impatient person. I want to get well. I want to do it. I want to do it. I don't want to start reading books about it and listen to some stories of some geezer who drinks in a social club and used to drink 20 pints a day. That's not really, and he wasn't very clever anyway. There was one amusing guy there who ended up in France when he didn't know he got there. It's a moral inventory and amends for harm done. Prayers were bollocks to that. I can't be on with that prayer, carry on. I'm not going to put it down. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. The only way you're going to get off the drink is if you're strong enough and you're determined enough to beat it. And to beat it, you have to really focus and look after yourself and think, well, I want to live a bit longer. Because I remember when I go to a pub when I was about 30ish, I knew I was drinking too much. A pub called the Red Lion. And it's just behind Hamley's Toy Shop, if you know London. Sam Smith's pub. And I had this pint of Ingerbrow lager, which is about 4 or 5%. I was early, I think I've been to court on my day off when I was in the Met. And we didn't have to go in uniform. We just put a suit on or something. And I thought, I'll go to the pub. I felt a bit flash. I felt good. I had this pint. I looked at it through the, just held it up there, and I thought, in my head, I thought, you're going to kill me, or I'm still going to drink you. So even when I was quite young, I knew I was going to have problems, you know. But I did it and I felt great when I had the first pint. Then I had another one, then stayed there all day in the West End. I used to love the West End. So coming from a small village in Northumberland, the West End was, well, it was bloody heaven for me, you know. It was a fantastic place to be. Bars everywhere, and, you know, people everywhere. Mia, you got loads of comments, which is really appreciative. It's nice to have input. Let's have as much input as possible. Knowledge is power. We've all had different experiences with alcohol here. And you can pick up things from other people, you know. 100% I found some fire. So yeah, once you get the power behind you and think, well, I've got not higher power, your own fucking power, sorry to swear, but get your own power behind you and think, I'm going to do this for me, for my family, for myself. Money was a big thing as well. The amount of money I went through because I was drinking in all the most expensive place to drink, the West End of London, isn't it? You know, it was £5-6 a pint. Years ago, it was only £1 a pint in the North East End. I used to come back up to Newcastle, and it was so cheap compared to London. I think, what? I've got loads of change for £10 note. It was quite, it's not supposed to, it's still out. Well, I suppose £2 or something a pint. £1.50 a pint. Crackers. I really appreciate that super chat thing. It goes a long way, you know, a bit of a donation. It makes it all worthwhile. But the best thing I've ever had was a message from a family the other day. Well, very few good ones, but it said, thanks for saving our son's life. And that made me feel, well, very teary. My partner was saying he's a very emotional person anyway. And I thought, Christ, I've saved somebody's life. That's an amazing thing to do, because it nearly took my life, and I've turned it around to help other people and actually save them. And to be able to do that is really, really, really amazing. Because it's quite a serious subject. I've got so much to say, you know, as you can probably get, I'm like all over the place. We don't take alcohol serious enough. If somebody told you, you've got skin cancer here, right? We're going to cut it out. You've got skin cancer there. This is an example, an analogy, as you want, as you will. You wouldn't go in the sun as much, would you? You'd probably put some cream on it, so you didn't get it again, or it got worse. You wouldn't make it worse. Right, cheers, Mark. I'll see you soon. You wouldn't go to Dubai on holiday. If you did, you'd have a cap on or something. When people say you shouldn't drink, you're going to kill yourself. Chances are most people go for another drink, and they think they know better. But when a cancer doctor tells you about cancer, good night, Maya. Speak soon. When they tell you about alcohol, you just have another drink, because we think we know better than doctors. But they say, especially if you've got a heart problem, you need to cut out the fatty foods. You know, it's okay then. But we'll do that. We'll be amenable to their suggestion, shall we say, and we'll stop doing all these harmful things. You know, so that no one is coming to save you. You need to be attack your addiction. How much do you want to live? Yeah, it's very true. Crossroads, carry on, I change. Yeah. Pig 69. It's an unusual name. Get in touch. There's a number on the description. To be honest, the best days of my life when I was drinking, but that was the early days. Yes, but the best days of your life. You think it was best days? Like you were young and daft then, young and fit. You're bound to be the best days of your life when you in your youth. When your youth is the best time, isn't it? In your 20s, that's the time you should be running around like a lunatic. And we were drinking too fucking much, and that's where we're on here now, trying to save our lives. And you can't salvage it. You can't turn the clock back, right? But you can wind it up again. That's what you're looking to do. You're going to wind up the clock again. Okay? That's what you need to focus on, wind up the clock. Not turn it back. Because you can't turn back 4 years of drinking. That's impossible. But you can certainly get some more time out of it. And the thing is, to get time, not just time out of it, you need quality time. You want good time. Good times, good experiences. There's no reason why we can't have good experiences. My mother's 94 next month. My dad lives to nearly 92. Well, I'm going to live to 97. What a life. And during that time, you know, they're pretty fit. They weren't in wheelchairs or on mobility scooters like some guys who are early 40s and 50s and Weatherspoons, claiming loads of fucking disability because they can't walk because they've got neuropathy or their feet are fucking weird or they've got heart attacks, you know, had heart attacks. Pretty late in the UK too. New Zealand, how are you doing? No one's coming to save you, it's true. The friends you think have, no, you've got no friends. They're all jealous of you, see. Like I said earlier, if you value the channel, you get something out of it, then drop me a super chat thing and let's keep the chat moving and keep the channel going and let's grow the channel. What about growing the channel? Like and share it as much as you can. The social media is great for this, isn't it? every new person that joins could help us all, you know. Right, good night, Paul. Maybe we should do this a bit earlier. I don't know. Maybe the weekend is good at night, but there's a lot of people up now, and this is the problem. It's a problem time for this, for a lot of people. You know, this is a problem time for people when it's dark, especially people in real active addiction who don't have work to go to because they can't go, or they're too ill to go, or when they're sick because they can't function. You know, there's a lot of people who will benefit from just being talked to or somebody to speak to. Booze has a different effect on people violent, happy. Because, yeah, I was quite a happy drunk, Todd. I'm quite a happy person. I think I don't believe that drink brings out the bad things in you. I think you're a bad bastard whether you're sober. That's why alcohol is no defence in law. You can't say I punched that guy in the face so I was pissed. It's no defence. It's not even mitigation. Because in life, I've found the miserable bastards are miserable in drink or sober. It's a godsend not to feel done. You're welcome. 69. I'll just call you 69. The rest, I can't read the rest. Times a healer kicks in. That's why you think you enjoyed it. Addiction shows you it's highlight. We forget to think about the line. Yeah, that's very true. We forget about the bad times. Me lying in your own, as he said there, in your own piss and vomit, feeling like shite, losing money, making wrong decisions, gambling, buying with horrendous food, dealing with rough people, not getting home, letting people down, having affairs, all this shit that goes with alcohol. But nothing good comes of it. Nothing good comes of it. I was at a wedding in Dublin the other day. It was a non-alcoholic wedding. Enough. I didn't know it was. Rather than my partner, but I seemed to have a good time. But we left a bit earlier. It was a long day, but I had like a late night the night before. But you know, people who don't drink look better. They seem happier to me. They're not sitting in the corner of a pub, you know, waiting for it to open or waiting for them to start drinking. I mean, Wetherspoon's open at 8, don't they, for breakfast? And people go in at 8 o'clock and I was waiting for 9 o'clock. And they're still there at 9 o'clock at night. That's why I think it contributes to alcoholism. You know, it's not good. And it becomes a habit. And they're all addicted in there. I think it'd be a pub at 9 o'clock, unless they're a night duty worker. But I used to have a drink after nights at 9 o'clock. Do you still get, no, Todd, I don't get any cravings. Tomorrow I'll be 6 months alcohol free. Well done, Richard. Thanks for all the support. You're welcome. And thanks for supporting the channel. The different stages of drunkenness: happy, euphoric, reflection, and sad. Yeah, you're probably right. The submariner, you know all of that, because the forces are big drinkers. Solicitors are big drinkers. People who used to work in Fleet Street and in the press, newspaper folk, they're big drinkers. We're all big drinkers, aren't we? Doctors, nurses, pilots, the fucking lot. We used to go to a pub in South London after nights, finished at 6:30, get there for 7 o'clock in the morning, was packed, full of postal people who've been working overnight, all sorts of people. What was the record of alcoholism in your family? Only me, you're not an alcoholic, nobody else. Keep going, Richard. There's only me. A miserable drunk is a miserable person. Drink finds his way. It does amplify it, yeah. It used to make me daft. I won a dancing competition in front of my daughter once. I did some ridiculously funny things when I was drinking. I'm not a stupid person, don't get me wrong, but I will have a laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personality. I'm a happy person. That's why my ex-wife hated me, because she was miserable. And like I said earlier, if she won the lottery, she'd say she won too much. She's that type of person. And that's why the marriage failed. But my partner's the same as me. It's just a laughing minute. You're meeting the right one, isn't it? Most marriages don't work, not because they drink. They don't work because the people aren't suited. You gotta, when you're a bit older, second time around's better, because at least you've got an idea of what you want in life, not just minding somebody because you want to get in the bed with them every night. Maria, thanks very much for that donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It keeps the channel going, that, you know. It's so good of you to drop that in, and you know, if you want to drop a little sort of thanks and sort of chatting, it's fantastic to do that. And it shows I'm being appreciated, and it makes a massive difference to me. And in fact, I can keep the channel going. Maybe do another book publication and things like that, and you know, and work on some more ways to help people. Because that's what I'm here for, ultimately. And you know, a little bit of funding helps everybody to get new equipment, new cameras and phones and all that kind of audio equipment. I want to make sure I get a bit more professional, maybe a bit more polished. But at the end of the day, the way I'm doing it at the moment, it seems to be working for people. It's quite casual. People can come and talk in confidence, really, and nobody's going to judge you on here. If you said you had 30 pints, so fucking what? I've done it as well, you know. Todd, no, I wouldn't ban it because too many people, there's a lot of people can drink socially, you know. A lot of people can't. It's got to be, it shouldn't be banned. People need to be educated. That's the thing, an absolute, any work, I'm told. When you can turn up on Mondays, yeah, when you're losing work, it's no good. No, alcohol, I think it needs to be banned. I think we need to be told about it. We're all told about drugs when we're young. We never mention alcohol. Alcohol is a drug. An alcoholic is the same as a drug addict. There's no difference between cocaine and alcohol. It's just drugs in different form. That's all it is. So to ban it would be a mistake. Because there are people who do, and my parents used to enjoy a gin and tonic on a Friday night. Or my dad would have a couple of pints of John Smith with a Sunday lunch, and I remember that. I mean, he used to get pissed now and again when he was younger. He was a local policeman, and all policemen drink, don't they? But he never got the hammered stage, you know what I mean? So banning wouldn't be a really good thing. What would be good is some more education and a way to stop people being so frightened to stop. Does that make sense? Because a lot of people can stop. Yeah, I'm a changeable drunk who says I'm happy to a point and then my mood plummets and I feel awful the next day. Yeah, that's the thing, you do feel awful the next day because it's depressant. Why do we keep doing it? I don't know why we keep doing it. We keep doing it because we think it's going to do us some good. It's like I say, short-term gain, long-term pain, isn't it, you know? It's one of them things that it creeps up because everybody else does it. That's why we drink. 100% alcohol is a bad drug. It's a horrendous drug, isn't it? We do it because everyone else is. Because we're stupid. We follow like sheep. Thanks, Maria. That's really, really appreciated. And that's very, very good of you. We do because everyone else. Look how many people had the COVID jab. I never had the COVID jab. So I don't even, this is another discussion really, but I'm not even sure COVID was a thing. Lots of people had that jab and died, you know. They told me to have it. I said, no chance. My daughter refused it as well. But she said it might affect fertility, which is a baby boy 40 months ago. So there's a lot of deaths happening around, you know. A lot of people dying very young. And some people will say it's down to the jab. I'm not sure it is, but I know that I don't want somebody putting anything in me unless it's life-threatening. I mean, that's the reason I had surgery in hospital, because my liver was packing up. I had to get rid of this fluid and all this sort of thing. But I shouldn't even have a jab. I had one flu jab in my life, and I felt fucking awful. My mother didn't take any pills. You only take aspirin or paracetamol. My mother died of aspirin, had no overdose, but she had stomach cancer after having too much aspirin. At least, if you take basically don't have medication if you can help it. What I'm saying, Sean, is I think it was blown out of all proportion. And I think they were given jabs to too many people, and people who were too young. That's what I'm saying. I think COVID is a form of common cold, and it hit mostly vulnerable old people. But the jab, the thing to prevent it, they seemed to be invented very quick, didn't it? Normally drugs take about 5 to 7 years before the research is done. It just came straight in. I didn't drink a drop through the 2 lockdowns. Life was different. I felt no desire. So please didn't take the jab. Yeah, absolute hoax. Thanks, Sherian. I think that's the name. No, I think it was a bit of a hoax. I think it was a bit too much going on there for my liking. And what I didn't like about the whole thing was, it's so bad, you know, but the royal family were okay. Private jets could still fly. Private yachts could come into ports. Yeah? All that was going on behind that. People didn't know that. Government ministers were okay to travel. All this sort of kind. And suddenly they say, you don't need to wear a mask next Thursday. Shireen, yeah, I did get vilified a little bit, but I couldn't give a toss. I got banned from the local Sainsbury's 3 times, so I wouldn't wear a mask. I have my side, I have my own will. Yeah, and me. I was just what the girlfriend the other day said, you're very cavalier in the attitude. You don't give a toss, do you? 4 pints a day? No, Todd, that's not too bad. Try and have a couple of days off it though during the week if you can. I wouldn't wear a mask. Matt, you said, oh, you got to wear a mask. I'm not wearing a fucking mask. and I got barred from a few shops, but I don't care. Good night, Vince. I'll speak to you soon. Obviously, driving to castles to test your eyesight. Yeah, funny enough, I was in Barnard Castle the other day. My partner's doing some work in Durham. It's a nice town there, actually. Yeah, Dominic Cummins. There was all sorts going on we didn't realise. They're having parties in Westminster. It was a load of bollocks. That's what I think. It was far too... It was a test to see if they could control people. Look how many people stood in the rain in the winter getting a jab. Really, hi Sean. It's a nice place, Barnard Castle, isn't it? I'm sure there's Wetherspoons there. Big place. So you got all that going on, COVID. It was to control people, didn't it? It was a test, that's all that was. And like I say, most of the older people died. I'm not saying that old people should die. I'm just saying that's who it struck. It was a cold. And there was all sorts of theories about where it come from, what sort of strain it was, and all this kind of... I never wore a mask, no. I just take it off. I was in hospital. I used to just put a scarf on my face if I had to. No, Wetherspoons and Barney. There was one. Bishop Auckland. Yeah, that's the one. I was in there yesterday. It was the Samuel Johnson or something. Bishop Auckland. And I've been to Barnard Castle as well because there's a lot of work around there. The Samuel Jefferson. We were there for a bite to eat. It was all right, actually. And I had to nip the Santander Bank. Going off subject. Yeah, COVID. But COVID did allow a lot of people to drink more. And it became, well, it had availability, didn't it? Sort of, I don't have to go to work today. I can just sit in my pants and talk nonsense to the boss. I'll just switch my laptop on. Somebody told me the other day they put £2 coins on the computer, made it look like they were online and just going to get a drink. And they could drink in the morning, on a Monday morning. They're feeling rough. And that's why a lot of people died of liver disease during COVID because they had this. Well, they got what was called alcoholic hepatitis. It is wallpaper. Yeah, the average age of COVID death was 83. Yeah, exactly. Older, vulnerable people. So why were they giving school kids jabs? Yeah, that's the one. Didn't realise you were here, mate. If I'd seen you, I'd have to shake your hand. Oh, Sean, I'll get in touch. Next time we're there quite a bit actually. Barnard Castle, Spennymoor. All foreign places. Because I was 21 when I left the North East. I joined the Met Police. So I lived in London most of my life, most of my adult life, you know. Pfizer, yeah. All these people made a lot of money. I mean, who was the health secretary again? I can't remember his name now. The guy who got a bit bald. His parents had a computer company, or some sort of company. His sister, Matt, something, wasn't it? What's his name? Starstruck. You would be when you buy me a pint. What was his name? Was it Matt? Who was the health secretary? Cummins was the wanker, yeah. He's a fucking dickhead, isn't he? He looked so fucking scruffy when he swore on number 10. Hancock, that's him. Matt Hancock. I mean, all the bullshit he came out with. They were supposed to be having these after-hours meetings. They were drinking wine and bloody having takeaways at 40 quid a pop. I mean, I did a bit of work with that area in the police around Westminster. That's where I was based, Westminster Borough, Mayfair, Soho, West End of London, basically. They're all fucking wankers. No, they're all privileged wankers, as far as I'm concerned. I might get vilified for that, I don't care. They're only in power because they've got cash. They're all Oxbridge types. Most have gone to Eton Harrow. You know, the Osborne, Cameron crew, they're all the fucking same. And there was that Ian Duncan Smith, remember him? He said years ago he could live for a week on the state handout, or, you know, benefit. He was seen the Tuesday after, well, the second day of the experiment, coming out of the Ritz Hotel after he had breakfast. And he spent more on the breakfast than the whole of the week's allowance. But people are rather naive, unfortunately. We've gone way off the subject here. But yeah, Barnard Castle, what a place. Can he? Then that's why it comes. He also got away with £36,000 council tax, you know. What's all that about? Getting back to drinking anyway. So, look after yourself. You've got to pull yourself up and believe in yourself again, because I lost a lot of my confidence when I was drinking. And I became very shy, like a mouse type character. I never felt strong again. I always used to feel quite weak, as if I couldn't cope. And it wasn't until I got sober again that I realised that life was pretty good. Because it turns life into a black nightmare, doesn't it? When you're feeling hungover, when you're feeling ill, and you can't be bothered with things, and you just can't focus. And the feeling, I was talking to somebody the other day as well, how much planning we had to do to get a drink, or to go anywhere. If somebody said to me, I need you to pick me up from the airport tomorrow, or Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, I'll just get up and go. Somebody said that now I had the fear of dread when I used to drink, you know. It is a lovely town, yeah. The people remind me of people from the Hot Fuzz. That's very good, actually, the Hot Fuzz. Yeah, they are. They're also a bit like, I don't know if you've ever been to Wooler in Northumberland. That's a bit like that, Hot Fuzz. I can't remember where I was going with that now. And you've got to look after yourself. You've got to be focused. You've got to get your confidence back, and you've got to live and enjoy your life, because it's not going to last long, isn't it? At the end of the day, drinking is our way of self-medicating to become stronger and mask our... Yeah, it's very true. But I was self-medicating after I couldn't get any medication. And that's really bad when you start to self-medicate with it, because you're trying to take alcohol to try and make you feel alive again. They're trying to get you in the shower even. You feel so weak. You know, your muscle goes, your head goes, everything goes bad. Everything goes south with alcohol. And it will get better as soon as you get sober. It doesn't take long. It might even take a few weeks to get a bit more sleep. And another thing is, I could never relax without a drink. I've not got to the point where I can relax with a bit of music, or I don't read books, but I look at the internet and do a bit of research on this sort of thing. I don't watch much telly. I could never relax without a drink. It always sort of made me go to sleep and have a better night's sleep. You don't, you have a very disturbed sleep when you drink. And sleep's a massive part of health, isn't it? You know, you need exercise, good food, but you don't need expensive food. You know, I heard someone on the radio the other day. She said to this dietitian, I haven't got time to prepare food for the kids. I haven't got time. She said, well, how does it take to cut an apple in half? Or to peel a banana? It's true, isn't it? You can eat healthily for very little. Buy some salad, a bit of chicken, a few prawns. You can get a whole chicken for £4.50 Mazda. There's not that much. Psychiatrist told me that when someone comes to her with a depression, she first asks, do you drink? Yeah. Of course it's depression, isn't it? Feeling like shit makes you feel ill. You get sick of feeling sick, don't you? That's the problem. Who wants to feel ill all the time? I certainly don't. I've never felt better. Well, I'm a bit older. 80% of cases enough and they don't come back. Yeah, it's true that. A lot of these psychologists charge a fortune, you know, and these counsellors. I don't believe in these counsellors. I don't think they're doing much good, unless they've been alcoholics, because they don't know how you feel. They can give all these lectures and get certificates and whatnot, but what does that mean? Get a certificate for the Open University. I'm a counsellor. What does that mean? Have you been alcoholic? No, but I know all about it. Of course you can't know all about it. The only person who knows about alcoholism is an alcoholic. Same as drug addicts, isn't it? You know, the people who will counsel drug addicts need to be involved in it. They need to have been involved in it in the past and be former drug addicts. Because if you haven't been through that system, then you'll not have a clue what it's all about, will you? You won't be able to relate to people. You won't be able to think, well, he's right because he drank half a bottle of whiskey and felt terrible. Psychiatrists, yeah, I've met a couple in my time in the police. I don't really give them much house room. Have you had people recognise approach? Yeah, yes, sure. Funny enough, I have a couple of people in the northeast, obviously, because as you know, drinking's a massive problem in the northeast. And I'm doing a bit of work for the alcohol care team, hopefully at the RVI, so we're down there the other day. Yeah, a couple of people recognise me. It's good, because people say, God, you're doing a good job. And when somebody says you're doing a good job, it means you're doing a good job, isn't it? And I don't bullshit anybody. I don't need to. I don't need to make anything up. Because there's not much I haven't experienced with alcohol. To be honest, I've put myself in very risky situations. And I put myself in very risky financially when I was still working. We went to Italy. I had no money on the credit cards, ran out of money. All sorts of carry on, you know, all through drink. Why drinking zero? I quite like having a drink. It's a bit of a habit thing, you know, having something to drink. I get quite thirsty. I go to the gym. Maybe I don't know why I drink. I just got used to it. I quite like the goodness. I can't drink that much water. That's the thing. That's exactly what my fiance says. Drink water. I can't have 10 cans of water. But I see what you're saying. Risky situations feel like exhilarating situations. Yeah, risky feels like exhilarating when you're drunk, when you're hammered, yeah. Not even drunk, even if you just have a few pints, it relaxes. Your inhibitions disappear, don't they? I mean, this is for the men here. How many men try to beat a woman when they've had 12 pints who they wouldn't even look at when they're sober? I remember I'll tell you one funny story about a PC I used to work with called Brian. And he met this girl in a club, and they arranged to meet the next day. And I said, "What's she like?" She said, "Oh, she's lovely. She's quite tall, about 5'10", long blonde hair, good figure, this, that, and the other. Very smartly dressed." And Brian was a massive drinker. I used to go drinking with him. We used to order pints by phone, so they'd go flat so we could drink them quicker. He introduced me to a lot of drinking. Anyway, he met this bird, so he's going to go and meet her. This is an example, Oxford Circus Underground Station. I said, "Well, I'll see you the day after, and you can give me a load on how it went this day, you know." Anyway, he met her when he'd had a few drinks, a lot to drink. And as he described her, 5'10", blonde hair, good figure, very smartly dressed, all that. And I met him a couple of days later. I said, "How did the date go?" And he said, "It was fucking horrendous." He said, "I was standing Oxford Circus, and I saw this woman dressed in denim who looked like a drug addict. About 5'6", like 3 stone wet through, loads of tattoos, and these huge hooped earrings, and he's still looking around for this girl, you know, this 5'10" blonde." She didn't appear. Anyway, this woman who he thought was a bit of a tramp shouted out his name, "Brian, Brian," and he actually ran away. Beer goggles, isn't it? He ran away from her, apparently. Fucking hell. Just chased him down Oxford Street. I'll never forget that story. It always makes me laugh. It was horrendous, really. Absolutely horrendous. But, you know, the things we do when we're drinking, absolutely crazy. Orlando, Florida here. Fresh brewed coffee, that's what you want. Are you ever worried if your current relationship was to break, like Danny would... No. No, I don't think my resolve's too tight now. I don't want to die. I doubt the relationship's going to break down. I wouldn't have got engaged if it was going to... Hello, Mickey, how are you doing? Now, what time is it over there? Because you're on the States, aren't you? It's not going to break down. If I thought it was going to break down, I wouldn't be with her. It's like saying something happens to my daughter or something happens to me, you know, it's fallacy. I live for today and tomorrow. I don't look too far ahead, you know. 4:37 p.m. Oh, that's good. Oh, you're having something to eat, probably. It's, I don't know what time it is here. It's only early, isn't it? It's only half 12. I know what's wrong with everybody going to bed so early, especially if you want to get up. 7:38, where are you, Rush? What's your favourite Rush track? Mine has to be Bastille Day, because I'm a big fan of the Rickenbacker bass. I used to play bass. And Bastille Day was the first song I heard a school band play, and that's what started me off being, well, in the music, really. That said, if you value the channel, then have a look at the super chats and super stickers thing. It all helps. Red bar cheddar. What the hell does that mean? Red bar cheddar. Ex-Mariners smiling faces. Oh, is that because of the Brian Green thing? Oh God! But the beer goggle thing. I tell you, another funny story. The Russia fantastic pan. Is there anything you could say to younger self to make you stop? No, just don't get married to the wrong person. Oh, the Rush song, right? I've got you, yeah. 2112 is good as well. Tom Sawyer is a good song. Don't get married to the wrong person. That's a killer. Bite on the Snow Dog, yeah, fantastic. They're all good tracks. I was actually, funny enough, I was at the gym earlier and I thought about Bastille and I found it. Thanks, Mickey. That's really appreciative of that donation. Love it. You don't know how much that helps me. Fantastic. Every donation helps me to keep going, and it's very much appreciated. Love it. Mr. Ben, watched your videos for a long time and connecting with you now on you're doing live stream. I'm struggling with alcohol. I've done all my... Right, well, there's a link on the descriptions. Limelight's good, yeah. All Rush stuff's good. But actually, it was on the gym about 11 o'clock, and I thought I'll just put Bastille Day in. I couldn't find it on Amazon Music because it had 2 L's in it. Anyway, I did find it. I put it on. It's just the start of it, and it's a fantastic song. I got engaged in Paris on March 7th. You know. Thanks again, Mickey. Nice to see you again here. It's only 12 lightweights. Love Rush. I'm a drummer. Are you really? We had a 4-piece band. 9 times you've seen Rush. Bloody hell. I can't believe they're still going. They must be some age now, you know. Wedding plans, Mickey. See how it goes. Maybe the year after next, I'm not sure. Got a few financial things to sort out and whatnot. There's no rush. No rush. We're talking about Rush the band, I mean. Rush 33 times you've seen them. Bloody hell. I'd love to see a band like that, you know. They're so powerful, aren't they? For a 3-piece band, the sound must be incredible. What about Nickelback? I've seen them live. They were really good. They came to Newcastle, actually. Went to see an old girlfriend of mine. Not an old girlfriend, she was younger than me, but you know what I mean? A previous girlfriend. Baked beans, don't know what that's all about. Yeah, so getting back to the subject of alcohol. Everything's going to be better in your life. And I think what we're doing here with this live stream is really going to help you. Neil, Piers, yeah. I think it's going to help everybody, including me, because it can be a very lonely place, can't it? Being an alcoholic. I'm actually thinking these glasses suit me now. It can be a very lonely place. And I remember it well when I was drinking. Oh, thanks, Honest, mate. Yeah, I like the live streams. I was just saying there that I think they're helping people because we can talk together. Because just doing videos and putting comments on, I'll still do that. But I've got quite a lot of time, spare time, because I don't need as much sleep. I'd never needed a lot of sleep, but when I was drinking, I needed a lot of recovery time. And that's what really fucks you up as you're getting a bit older. Yes. It's true about Duncan Smith. What a tosser he was. Baby needs to know what that's all about. The more you eat, the more you... Yeah, I see you. 15,000 subs. Oh, before Christmas, mate. We'll get 20 for Christmas. Let's get 20,000 subscribers before Christmas, on Christmas Day. We're at 13,400 now. We'll do loads of bonus live streams if we get to 20,000. Yeah. Thanks. I try to help you. Going to sleep, you aren't getting true sleep. You don't get true sleep if you drink. Get a couple more super chats on here. We'll do some more lives as well. And what we need to do is get some, because there's going to be a lot of regulars here, you know. It's going to be like a pub, right? Let's make it like the Boozer. We need to know what people want to talk about. What's the main subject? There's always going to be 10 or 15 subjects that people want, you know. Alcohol Free Love's the best YouTube channel because it's the most important. Thank you, honest. Thanks, Mickey. Appreciate that. We need to know what's important, what's going to keep you up, what's going to keep you from relapsing. Because if there's anybody sober on here now, or most of you will have tried it, or some will be sober, some won't. And I'm about sober. By sober, I mean over a month, right? I want to keep you over a month. I don't want to lose you, because if you start drinking again, you're going to be lost, and there's all sorts of triggers. Summertime. Then we've got the winter to face, and we've got Christmas. That's when it'll be busy. How to drop drink? Well, you need to stop. You got to stop drinking. The first thing you need to do is realise you're an alcoholic. Admit yourself you've got a problem. And then secondly, you've got to have some very, very strong incentives to stop. Because remember the MP who died? Yeah. I remember him, the ginger fella. 4 days, but no, I haven't been sober a month over. Well, 4 days, keep going. Hard to watch a football match without beer. You've got to try though, haven't you? Dry. Brad, if you can do July, keep going. You know, you've got to keep going. Yeah, so who was the MP who died? Charles Kennedy, 55, alcoholic. He missed a couple of 69. You didn't waste your life. I wasted my life. I've got my life back, haven't I? I'm doing this. We're all on here now. Being a sub helps you keep you sober. Definitely. Thanks, Mickey. You've been a good supporter. We should mix in together. Like I say, there must be something you want to talk about. There's something that's niggling you. And I don't want anybody who's sober to start drinking again. Shireen, 400 days. Fantastic, that. What an achievement. It's amazing. Well over a year. It's good. Because if I can keep people from relapsing, that's the golden ticket, isn't it? Yeah, we have, Mickey, we have a second chance at life. 100% life. Everything, every day is a good day. When you're sober, isn't it? Second chance of life. I would have been dead 6 years ago if I hadn't gone to hospital. So we've got to stop relapse. If we can do that, we'll have 100,000 subscribers by Christmas. And we'll all get a bit of recognition from that. Because I will mention you all. The people who stick by me will get a massive mention. And it's a bit of notoriety for everybody, isn't it? It's a good achievement to help somebody. If you can say, well, I contributed to that. Because I'm only here as a sound of, I'm just like the news presenter, aren't I? You're the correspondents. The correspondents are a lot more important than the presenter. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to think about that and just take responsibility yourself and see where you can help, see who you can get involved in the channel. Think if you know somebody who needs help, you know. Spot advice in these live streams will definitely help people. Thanks, Mr. Ben. Some funny names, it's quite amusing. Charles Kennedy, that's him, Scottish MP. So I think he was 54, 55. Very bright lad. Just like us all, got on the piss. Given and taken for one day, 20 years, we're all in the same boat. Yeah, I like that one. On the Submariner. We're one day, one drink from being fucked up. If I have one drink, I'll be dead. One work and save somebody, right? Do you have PayPal? I can't send it a chance from my location. Kane, if you go onto any of the videos, the last few videos, there should be a link on there. The beacons, you can do it via your coffee. Beacons, via coffee things. How do you deal with the stress of each work day without a drink? I'm retired, Tom, so I didn't have that, fortunately. That was one saving grace. I don't know. Yeah, Ken, so if you want to donate and you can't donate on the super chats, then go on to any of the descriptions, the links to buy me. There's a buy me a coffee link there, which is good. Yeah, so we need to prevent people going back on it. And that's a very good point. It's the first one you pick up will kill you. That's the message. The doctors will tell you, oh, taper off now. They'll go through the same thing. I think that relapse kills. Because it'll be worse every time. And what happens is you tend to feel better when you've had a few. I remember going to my parents, and actually to my daughter's down in Manchester, I had about 3-4 weeks down there to try and taper off. So I tapered down. Thank you, Sean. That's a wonderful donation there. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Cheers, Sean. Hope you enjoy the channel. And we hope we'll get some value from it. Coffee, yeah, I do drink coffee. Were you ever offered antidepressants or other? No, I never had antidepressants. Yeah, so tapering off, I went down with my daughters and tried to come off. I got down to about 2 drinks a day, maybe 4, because I was sneaking a couple in. Came back to my apartment in Newcastle. The first thing I did was have 4 cans of Get a Boozer. No good, is it? Thanks to everybody who's contributed to these super chats. It makes a massive difference to be able to keep the channel going. Even if you just put a small amount in, whatever you want to put in. It's really good, thank you. So I was speaking to a guy the other day, he'd been in rehab. He's quite a wealthy chap, and he spent £18,000 in rehab. 7 hours later, he was drinking a bottle of vodka. You know, I was very shy. 69, I got bullied at school, and I was thin as a match, 6'3", like a fucking beanpole. And I came back a few years later after joining the police, and I didn't batter everybody, but I, you know, said my piece. Like, I was a bit tougher. Yeah, so you can taper off and you go back on it. That's the problem. And it's such, you know, like, it just sits here waiting to get you. We've got to try and work out between. We're clever people here, right? What prevents relapse? You tell me. Because if we can work on that, we could be massive here. Because nobody fucking knows. That's what the doctors, especially nurses. Teetotal all my life, but Dad was a nasty drinker. Never fancied drink, but would like to understand it better. It ruins lives. It certainly does, Marie. It kills thousands. It ruins families every day, and relationships with children, and that sort of thing. I play the tape forward. That's fair enough. But yeah, stop relapse by thinking how bad you're going to feel. How maybe you can identify with passing away young, or being in a wheelchair, or their illnesses, that sort of thing, you know. Because if we can find out what stops relapse, we can all walk away and have a good time, can't we? If that makes sense. We write a book together and we put all of the regular people in as contributors. That would be great, wouldn't it? And eventually get a large amount of us together and do a talk together on a stage, you know, because it's a preventable disease. It kills 3 million people every year, right? God knows what it costs the NHS. Can you imagine if we went to the government and said, there's 20 people here, we meet every night, right? And we'll meet every night, we'll have a chat. We're going to cut the NHS bill by 10% between the 10 of us. What a fucking accolade that would be, wouldn't it? It is a good idea, isn't it, Mick? I think it's a good idea. How you say it took you without a drink before you not crave it. I never really craved it, Tom, to be fair. It was more emotional with me. Thanks, Metal Mike off. Appreciate that. I didn't have cravings. I drank because I was shy. Then I drank because I wanted to fit in with the police. Then I drank because I had a bad marriage. Then I drank because I came back to the northeast and I was depressed. Then I stopped for 8 years and I met a woman. And I got emotionally involved with her and I drank. Walked the opposite way, yeah. Fair enough. But every time due to boredom. But Barney, that can be easily sorted, boredom. Find something else to do, you know. Lack of self-discipline, Russell. Maybe that's a thing, self-discipline. I had plenty of self-discipline. But somebody would trigger in my brain and think, what about having one, you know? Boredom, yeah. But when you get, it's like going to the gym, right? The gym has become such a word, hasn't it? Oh, let's go to the gym. We're not all fucking bodybuilders. It's just a question of doing something else. Having a healthy habit. I used to go to a hotel, well, for 8 years or so, I used to go to a hotel gym. There was a gym there. I should go to the gym for a little bit if I pulled in one of the other lads. It was mainly have a sauna. Cheers, John. Have a sauna, have a steam, and have a jacuzzi, and try and chat up some birds. That's why I went. But it was a healthy place to be, so I've been there a couple of times a day. Then I would go and get some nice healthy food, you see. Get some prawns, avocado, lost a bit of weight, and toned up. I looked really good. I felt good. And that's what filled my time. I never got bored. You meet different people. Depression comes over me when I'm sober. That's why maybe speak to the doctor about that one. Jim kept me sober over 10 years. That's good. Don't get married with your beer goals. That's fucking brilliant one, that. That's what happened to me. Neil, having a bad day at work is an excuse for a drink. Neil, anything would be an excuse for a drink. I think what Mickey said, play the tape forward. I would relapse if I was really happy and achieved something. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I used to drink when I was happy, sad, good or bad. That's the problem. But I think what Mickey means by play the tape forward is think about how bad you're going to feel. If you take this one drink, right? Just say it was an alcoholic drink. I've got the chance. Say it was real Guinness. If I take that, I'm going to feel good for about 10 minutes. If I take that, I'll be in a hospital bed in 3 weeks' time. Think about the bad side. It's over glamorized, you see. I thought London was amazing. I'd never seen day drinkers before. In the pub at 12 o'clock, all suited up in briefcases, looking good, suntans, fucking wonderful haircuts. I'd never seen that in Northumberland. It was a poor area where I came from. My dad was a policeman, didn't have a lot of money. And I associated drinking with glamorous people. The girls would come and drink champagne, you know. Fatty liver decreased, that's good. Get off the booze. And you associate the glamour. When you associate with the bad thing, when you start to associate alcohol with death, yeah, that's true. Alcohol is no fun at all. It's going to kill you. When you start to think about that, maybe we should do a little book and put you all down as contributors and try and publish it, you know. Good food, yeah, that's fair enough. Good food with a dog. Use good steps. Yeah, anything healthy is good, but the thing is, the key is to think about how bad you're going to be, how it's going to affect you, and how ill you're going to be, and how you might die early, and how your long-term care is going to be affected. Somebody's going to have to take you to the toilet, basically. Right? Do you want that? Of course you fucking don't. You know? Hello, people. We're just talking about trying to get a solution to relapse, and any thoughts would be grateful. Because it would crack that, you crack anything, can't you? Get people to not relapse would be the golden ticket, or the holy grail, because that's what kills people. Going back on it. This guy I know has got pancreatitis. He went back and he's going to die, you know. Walked 5 miles a day in 25 degrees heat, went past the local pub. Of course you wanted a pint, but you're best not getting one, because if you had one, you'd be there all day. Justin sober 3 months, Northern Adventures, brilliant, that's good of you. To pop in there. I don't sleep. You will sleep if you're tired enough. Thanks, Mickey, cheers. Starlight, hello there, how you doing? I'm just talking here about trying to get the, like I said before, the golden ticket. How to stop people relapsing. I think Mickey's hit it on the head. Play the tape forward into how ill you're going to be and how quick you're going to age and how early you're going to die. When you pick up the pint, think, put it down again, you know. Just weed helped me quit. That's probably quite a valid point, that. I've heard that from a few people. I mean, it's more or less legalised in the UK now, isn't it? Even when I was in the Met, I never prosecuted anybody for a little bit of possession. You can buy CBD and all that now, can you? I don't know anything about cannabis. I smoked it once, but I was a big drinker, and I wasn't a smoker in general, so it did nothing for me at all, you know. Thanks for all the new people coming on. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do it via the super chats thing. Let's get the channel bigger, more powerful, get people motivated. There's an ignorance about the effects alcohol can have, the horror it can wreak. Even the GPs don't explain it. The GPs don't, and they don't know. That's the answer. They haven't got time. Only alcoholics can tell you. And there's too many government receipts. It's legal in Michigan up to 2 ounces mix and match. Yeah, it's going to be legalised in the UK very soon. And I think it should be. It's lost a lot. I never arrested anybody for being violent when they had cannabis. Yeah, been hit hospital 3 times, hit my head. Accidents, big contributor to death as well, you know. Cannabis is plays a lot less role in crime, especially violent crime. It's always down to alcohol, or mainly down to alcohol. But yeah, let's look at that and we'll try and summarise this, the relapse. Play the tape photo, how early you're going to be. Not, it's going to be really sunny Friday, well, I mean Friday now, I'm going to go on the piss at 4 o'clock Friday because it's going to be really busy, you know, everyone's going to be out and having a good time. You don't know these people who are having a good time. When you think they're having a good time in the pub, they make you really pissed off. You know? They're having a drink because it's just something they do, and the next day they might be completely knackered in a bad mood, having to recover again. So we don't know what the circumstances are, do we? That's the thing. And you don't know how people are, how they're feeling, but you've got to look after ourselves here, and we need to look at different aspects of this because it's a serious thing. When I drink, I get rowdy. When I smoke weed, exactly, yeah, you have a few biscuits and have a few snacks. Yeah, that's a good point. Make you drunk, texting, dialing. You're in touch with exes, you make all sorts of stupid mistakes. Well, stupid fucking decisions, isn't it, when you're drinking too much? We've all done it. You don't act sensibly at all. That's the thing. I don't go to pubs no more. No, why is that? Is it because you can't get there, or you don't feel like you're part of it anymore? Because I know that when I go into a pub now, I go most days to see people. But partly because I'm doing this channel, and I don't stay long, because they've got the same pattern. The people I know on Wetherspoons, that's where I go mainly. They sit in the same seat, on the same table every day of the year, including Christmas Day. And they say they get bored. They would get bored, so I'm drinking. That's pretty bored, isn't it? When you see people, you're usually unhappy, massively unhappy, drunks are massively unhappy. One thing, you should be arrested for weed. Driving in the infants, maybe driving is different, yeah. Spoons, yeah. Spoons is the place for the alcoholics. They're all miserable bastards. And no, come on, I didn't mean it like that. That's a place where they do congregate, because they can sit there and it doesn't cost much. But then they say they're bored, and you hear the conversation. Jesus, they go, oh, that bloke over there, he's not been in for 2 days. That bloke over there, I haven't seen him for a while, he drinks too much, the barmaid's going to have a baby. What the fuck? It's hardly inspiring conversation, is it? And then somebody goes to the bookies and says, oh, that's another 40 quid. That's about it. They're not trying to, they're not trying to solve a world peace or create a world peace. It's a bit boring in the pub, really, isn't it? So what's exciting about the pub? Very little. Very little. What do you call lesbian with braces? Go on. Enlighten me. What do you call lesbian with braces? God knows. A flat-chested man? I don't know. I'm waiting for the answer here. So yeah, miserable people, boozers. Happy people, sober. Happy people at the gym. Happy people getting happy, getting high on life, really, I suppose. Where's this lesbian with the braces then? I can't see it. Box cutter. Oh, fucking hell, man. I was waiting for a good one. It's not particularly good, is it? But at least it's broken up a little bit with a few jokes. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? Yeah, ouch, you're right there. Cravings, they can be dealt with. The main thing is looking after yourself. A lot of drinkers are overthinkers. It rhymes, doesn't it? But they are. Most of the people I speak to in mental health support, they're all very similar types of caring, and they're sort of like, they want to be liked, right? Alcoholics, people pleasers. Why did the Mexican throw his wife off the bridge? This Justin fella's going to be a fucking carry on, isn't he? Overthinkers, caring people. And that's when the doctor said to me years ago, because I was worried about my daughter and something and my wife and family, she said, if you don't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. It's very true. It's stuck with me, that, you know. A few other things that stuck with me, you know, the squeeze is not worth the juice. All the carry on to get a drink. You know, having to hide, having to cough it when you open a can of beer, or when you open a bottle of beer, or you know, opening whatever you're going to open. Hiding it in the garage. I used to hide beer in Epping Forest in a hole in a fucking field, in the back of the car. It was in the garages are a favourite place, aren't they? Because you've got a house with a garage. It's always there's never a car in a garage, is there? There's lawnmowers, bikes nobody ever rides, old tents, fishing rods nobody ever fishes with, Wellington boots nobody ever wears, and old coats, and maybe an old fridge. There's fuck all in the garage, but it's a good hiding place, isn't it? To put all your stuff and hide it all. Guinness Zero is so good. Wish it was easier. Getting New Zealand expensive. It's cheap here, man. The weekend is starting now. Clearhead, yeah, Clearhead for the weekend, great. 25 years sober. Jesus Christ, Starlet, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. 25 years. See, that's life, isn't it? My uncle died last year, 97. Never drank, and he had a good life, and he was very active, leaving bottles of cigarettes, resettling bills, payment. You know. Tequila, no. Yeah, that's good. What about hiding? What sort of place have you hidden booze at? Interesting ones. Behind the bath, or in the bath panels. It's like a quarter of a century, well done. Amazing, isn't it? I bet the Samara can tell us some stories. Glad I can drink alcohol-free alternatives. The ritual of drinking yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's the ritual, isn't it? It's been part of the gang again, I suppose, isn't it? You can go and I bet you don't stay, Shireen, as long as you would have done if you've been drinking the real stuff. That's the thing. And you won't stay long. Thanks for that other super chat. It's really nice donation. Appreciate it all. And it's really good of you to do that, because I think we should keep this going as much as we can. Wonderful sober community, you both. Thanks, Mickey. Let's make it really good. Let's help more people. Let's save more lives. And let's think this idea of getting people together, physically together. Hello, Lisa. How are you doing? Glad there's a few night owls. The reason I'm doing these late is it's a bit of an experiment. Wherever one's from. I think this is the time when I got the most lonely, after midnight. I did replace my addiction with anorexia. It took 15 years to get that right. Jesus. That's good. 17 years, you've done well. There's another subject in just that comment there. Do we replace one addiction with another? I think I'm addicted to anything now. My new partner, obviously, because she's younger and fitter, but that's different. Addiction, I'm not sure. Dry Master, how are you doing? Addicted to something. I know one guy who stopped drinking. He started gambling. Why the chicken across the road to get to the pub because he needs Stephen's videos. That's good. Thanks, Sean. Originally from Detroit. Fantastic, eh? There's a great program on about a big pawn shop in Detroit. I used to watch it when I was recovering. That was good. You know. So yeah, one addiction to another. Not sure about that. I just think the whole thing is a total mess. Shireen used to hide booze everywhere. Shireen, when hubby found out, would find it in a washing basket when I went to the laundry. It's everywhere, isn't it? You forget where you've hidden it. Don't you? And then I remember moving house once. Jesus Christ, I used to throw these bottles around the back of this old shed. And we had this massive house in Northumberland. We moved house. And I had to move the shed to get some, I can't remember, I might have been taking the shed. This is one of these big things, you know. So walking in the front, and I forgot about all these bottles. There's fucking thousands of them. And you know when you've been abroad and the bin men come around about 5 o'clock in the morning and they get the nightclub skips. Out of addictive personality. Just all like, you know, the skips tip and all the bottles go like that. Well, that's what happened when they moved this shed. Jesus Christ, she went mental. I mean, the whole street came out. It was like a bomb had gone off. What's that? Justin, Nolan Adventures. The help in the channel here, Justin. Well done. Put us up with chatting. Help a bit more. And these bottles, they made the noise like they would be in the middle of the night, and somebody just tipped the whole skip of bottles onto a street. Oh my God, it was terrible. But some of the things, the embarrassing situations, absolutely crazy times I had with drinking, and you know the times I ended up in places I shouldn't have ended up with different people, women and stuff, and oh my God. I remember going to East London, like waiting in East London once, in a really rough area, and I still have a warrant card on me, you know, anything could have happened there. It was a bit of a bloody a place where armed robbers were rife in the 80s and things. And the risks that I was taking unknown to me, really, you know. You tried hardcore pawn shop, that's it, Seth, that's him, Seth and his daft fucking son. His son's a bit of a wanker, isn't he? And his daughter's a bit fat. But I remember, is he still alive, that Seth geezer? People don't know what I'm talking about. When I was really ill, I couldn't do anything other than watch TV. And I had this, my parents had this TV in the spare room. They had 4 channels. I think one of them was this American thing, you know. And it was this called Porn or something. I thought, well, it'd be porn, but it wasn't. It was P-O-W-N. Porn shop. I used to watch it every night. It was good. But you know, he made millions out of porn, about taking the jewelry and all that, and TVs, and they used to take cars in and like really high value goods and that, you know. It was amazing, really. Again, thanks for these super chats and donations to the channel. Really appreciate them. If you're getting value from the channel, I'm completely pleased that you are, because I'm here to help. And I want to try and help people. That's the main reason I'm here. So I'm going down the serious road again, but I do. And I think the more of us here who are together, it takes away a little bit of the stigma of stuff, you know. That's just porn, Lisa Michelle. Are you American as well, Lisa? It takes away the stigma of alcoholism a little bit. I mean, it's non-judgmental here. Remember when I went to the doctors, even in the hospital, my daughter would say, thanks, Mickey, would say how much you're drinking. My daughter said, tell them how much you're drinking. They don't care that you're drinking 25 pints a day. Because unless you tell them, they can't diagnose you. They can't help you. If you go into a doctor's and you really want help, you go to the doctors because you want help. You don't go to the doctors just for a fucking day out. The doctors aren't stupid. You go in and you say, I drink 5 pints. They're going to tell you to fuck off. If you go in and tell them you're drinking 19, 20 pints, 25 pints from 8 o'clock in the morning, then you're going to get some help. You've got to be very honest with the doctors. And that's the only way you're going to get any assistance. Because you won't get it by mamby, pamby and la-di-da, or only drink 3 or 4 halves of light ale, because that'll do you no good at all. You've got to be very honest with them. Tell them what you're doing, tell them why you're there, and tell them that you're really struggling with alcohol. My husband and I are trying to taper off. Right, that's another one. That's a good subject here. Tapering off. Has anybody else tried to taper off? Has anybody been successful with tapering off? Because I wasn't. Bath panel. Yeah, you're in the bath. You lived in the bath, didn't you, probably? Who's tried tapering off? I have a number of times. It didn't work. So who else has tried that? Because I don't believe in that, really. I think the way is to stop and stay off. You know, and the mantra is get sober, stay sober. You know, that's the only way to do it. It's getting off for a lot of people. It's difficult, but once they've done it, they can. Yeah, I tried to taper off many times, never lasted. That's the point, Mickey. Yeah, it never lasts, is it? Tapering off never lasts. Because I never felt as if when I tapered off, I was actually off it. The only time I felt I was actually off it was when I had pills, when I had this diazepam, or when I was hospitalised. I said to one of the nurses, I feel like I'm withdrawn in hospital. She said, oh, you're not. I'm sure they must have given me something, but they never told me what it was because I didn't have any withdrawals in hospital. I mean, I spent the best part of 2 years in hospital, in now. I saw a lot of people die in the hospital, very sad. You get to know people. So if I chat a bit, we've just started really. I hope you can crack at least with the tapering. Be good. Sherry Ann, I totally agree with you. No, tapering does not work. It didn't work with me. Only stopped through medication, treatment hospital. Same as me, Russell. Well, I stopped because I was dying, You do more lives. Sean, you'll be doing loads more lives. Hit that super chat button if you want as well. I think lives are helpful because we can see each other. Well, I can see it, at least I can read your comment. And you can identify with other people. If you take it off, you'll still go through withdrawal. Good point, Neil. Yeah. Why do the doctors tell us that? Neil's brought a very good point there. If you taper off, you're still going to go through withdrawal. Why do doctors do that? Why won't they give you diazepam in the UK? I was helping a guy in Greece. He comes from Scotland originally. He had a business in Greece, lives in Greece, right? I said, you might find it difficult to get diazepam. He went to the doctor 2 hours later, load. So, I wanted to feel drunk, so taking off doesn't work at all. Yeah, I know, sure, I was the same, all or nothing. Anyway, we got this diazepam in Greece really quickly, and he had loads of it, and he's now been sober since before Christmas, and I get a message from him every week saying, thanks very much for your help. He did a one-to-one session, it's only £49 for a session. He did one, and he's clean as a whistle now, making a fortune at work. He used to be a terrible one for drunk, texting, yeah, and me. Yeah, get in touch with exes, fucking hell. Terrible that was, when I was pissed. But I was never pissed as in like falling over, fighting with police. I mean, I was a policeman myself, but I used to, I don't know, I used to do, just text that bird, or I used to say, or I had one date with 5 years before, and it was just embarrassing. The whole thing was embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? We've done nearly, we've done 90 minutes, we'll do a few more minutes, try and do 100 minutes. Let's say if you any value from the channel, please hit the super chat, the super sticker thing. I'll get to know all about this streaming. I'll get to know how to to alert you that I'm going to do one. Maybe I'll do it in a post, Always been thinking I lose all track of time and then I see the sun come up. Yeah, I know what you mean. You waste years of your life, don't you? If you work out the amount of time you like caramelised onions and fried liver. Never tried it. Maybe I did try it once. You spend all that time planning to drink, getting to the pub, drinking, and getting back from the pub, and then sitting up waiting to go to bed, and then recovering. You could spend 4 days in one binge. I mean, one of the worst binges I ever did was we did a video the other day, went to France on a booze cruise thing, and I was started 6 o'clock in the morning on the coach, drinking beer, cans of beer. Ended up 6 o'clock the next day, drinking again. So just 24 hours. An alcohol dependent cannot reduce intake. The body's craving. Yeah, that's very true. It's a complicated thing. It's so dangerous, isn't it? When you're dependent, it becomes. Good night, Lisa. Speak soon. Milk thistle is a great natural herb to repair liver. Right. On this one, I asked my consultant about that. Who's a liver specialist, obviously, and a surgeon. She said no. There's many differences. All she said to me was, don't drink, eat a balanced diet, and exercise. A lot of medicine is common sense, It's not all about lotions or potions. I've got a good friend who's a retired GP as well. People who's going, I'm stressed. How much are you drinking? You're drinking too much and you haven't got any money. You have to do extra overtime. So that's why he was stressed, Just don't drink. Medicine's common sense. And basically, don't drink as much. Cut down a bit and get help if you're really struggling. You can't get help. You've got to push it in the UK, man. I had awful problems getting help. That's why I self-medicated and nearly died. Well, I mean, you've got people from all over the world here. A lot of Americans here as well, which is good. Obviously, it's sort of 6 o'clock there, isn't it? Help us 5, 6, which is a little bit more. So, but I stay up about 3 o'clock in the morning anyway. If people need help, and if we can do this at night, I think it's good. This is the downtime, the time when people get depressed. Do you know hospitals fill up at night? Not just with A&E cases, but with older people who get frightened, hiding cans where they're empty or full. That's true. Older people end up in hospital. Loneliness at night. It's a terrible time being on your own at night. I mean, I don't feel on my own now because I've got a partner. I mean, it's not here. But when I was on, I always felt alone when I was drinking too much bourbon whiskey, these sort of drinks. And when you feel alone, it's fucking awful, you know, being alone. We're not meant to be alone. And when you're alone with a drink, it's totally worse, 100 times worse, isn't it? Because then that's your only friend, the booze, and you're not getting any respite from it, you know. Again, thanks for everybody who's contributed with this sort of thanks and things. It's good how it helps towards keeping the channel going. I think we should look for 20,000 subscribers before Christmas. Let's look for a solution to the relapse. I think Mickey's come up with a good one. Wind the tape forward to how bad you're going to be if you drink. There's no magic solution. And remember that you haven't got 3 options anymore. Because you did have the 3 options of drinking yourself to death, social drinking, or stopping. We've only got 2 options. You drink yourself to death, or you stop. That's it. Quality Scotch, now you know a lot of people Scotch. I never drank whiskey, making sure I don't know about the Scotch thing. 2 choices. That's what it comes down to. You either give up, or you kill yourself. You die early. Everywhere, secret stash in the boot of the car, in the basement, inside pockets of unworn coats. It's fucking incredible. I had a lot of problems with stashing because I had to stash bottles of beer, or bottles of lager. I didn't used to like cans, you know. And the noise of a load of bottles, what I used to do is, I used to go buy loads of socks, sports socks, thick socks. When I was going to my parents to stay, or when I was going to my daughter or whatever, when I'd go anywhere, and I used to take a big rucksack, and I was quite strong then, but I thought I needed to be. I used to put each bottle in a sock, so it wouldn't clank. You know, it's quite ingenious. We're very ingenious people, clever people, alcoholics. They're trying to, you know, hide stuff and trying to get away with things. I could never be open about it, because people would have gone crazy. Yeah, we used to put socks in. What the fuck's all that about? And the weight of the rucksack, Jesus Christ. I remember having to walk. I went to this place which is like a centre parks type thing, like, you know, one of these holiday camp things. It was quite a long walk from the car park to this chalet, and I had this fucking rucksack. I was like leaning like there's a massive strap mark in here because of the weight of all the bottles. No, that only lasted a couple of days, what I had, because I was trying to nip the pub out. Where the dog had like 500 walks a day, you know? So I was trying to just pretend I was going to take the dog for what I was nipping to a bar in the morning or all that. It was just fucking chaos, the whole thing was chaos. That's another thing, yeah, life's chaotic when you drink. It's not stable, it's not normal, is it? It's just a total nightmare, you know what I mean? Maria, well, good night and thanks very much for the donation. And if anybody else wants to donate, please do. It's going to help the channel, it's going to grow it, it's going to make me hopefully get another book. Thank you for this excellent live stream. See you at the next one. Cheers, Mickey. We've done nearly 100 minutes, which is good. Learned a lot from that. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've all benefited from it. And get your thinking caps on for next time. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe Saturday. We'll do a later one as well. And my stepfather used to hide them in rafts and walls and shed after he passed away. He also shed a few years there. Yeah, it's horrendous, isn't it? Very good night, Neil. We'll have a chat about it. It's bad when you find it empty from years ago that you've forgotten about. True, yeah. They're everywhere, aren't they? The ones in the forest were the best. They put them 2 black bin liners. Nobody ever found out about them. Alcoholics are devious when hiding it, but useless when remembering. That's true, yeah. Because your brain's puddled, isn't it? You know? It's cloudy, your brain. It's about a cloudy beer. You don't think straight. Good night, and I'll see you later on. And I'll knock off now. I bet most of the people here tonight are on their own. I totally agree with it. 99% will be. And the most of them won't have a partner. Because it's hard to have a relationship if you're drinking goldfish. So traditional. Yeah, people, the heavy drinkers I know don't have partners. Because the only partner that I have, I mean, I see my partner virtually every day, we'll go away a lot and things like that, but he doesn't live with me. You don't need to live with somebody, you have a relationship. At the moment, we don't live together. But I've still got somebody. But when I was drinking, I didn't have anybody to relate to. And it makes a big difference to your life. I never dated anybody nice when I was drinking. I could only date my fucking self. Nothing worked in my life when I was drinking. Nobody wanted to know me because I was just a drunk one. I wasn't drunk, as in drunk, but I lost my personality. I lost my will to, I don't know, my will to live in a way, you know. I wasn't the same guy. And I can stay up all night now and do this. If anybody needs help, I just have a different outlook on life. Every day is a good day when you're sober, you know. When you're drinking, every day is a bad day. Every day is a bad day, and a sad day. And we've done 100 minutes now. I hope you see you tomorrow. And thanks for the donations, for the super chats. It makes a massive difference. And thanks for everybody who's been on here and contributed things. And it's all helped. Even if it's helped one person, it's good, isn't it? And I hope you feel better because we've had a chat. And we'll do more and we'll get better at it. And we're going to invite more people on. And I'll get some experts to come on. And we'll do more. Because the channel's quite new, really. It's 14 months old now. It isn't a lot of time. And thanks, Starlight. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, Samara. We'll all love ourselves. That's a good point. Look after yourself. We'll get bigger, stronger, better, and more able to help each other. And there's no doubt about it. There's a lot of people on here who are lonely, and a lot of people who are drinking still. And we'll get you off. That's the aim. We want a lot of sober people here by Christmas, and then we can bring other people who are still drinking and having problems. We can help them as well. That's the goal, yeah? Let's do it together. I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks very much. All the best. Love you all lots. Love you all lots. Bye.